Right now, Venezuela dictator Nicolas Maduro and his wife remain in New York City prison, indicted on narco-terrorism charges.
All right, it follows a daring capture by U.S. Special Forces that was months in the making, involving CIA intel on the ground in Venezuela for months and ultimately carried out by Delta Special Forces.
GOP Senator Rick Scott sits on the Foreign Relations and Armed Services Committee, joining us now. And Senator, it's worth noting that you have led on calls for removing Maduro for years before any other politician was really talking about it. As best I can remember, you were in Miami with Venezuelan Americans yesterday. Tell us this morning your thoughts.
Well, when I got the call yesterday morning at 4:30 in the morning from Marco Rubio, I was excited. I mean, this has been a lot of work by a lot of people to keep the issue alive and make sure everybody understands exactly who Maduro was, an evil drug trafficker that destroyed the lives of so many Venezuelans and so many Americans. So my heart goes out to everybody that's put their effort into this. I want to thank President Trump, Marco Rubio, Pete Hegseth, for what an unbelievable operation this was, that had the guts to do it, because so many people didn't have the guts to do this. I want to thank and big shout out to Maria Corina Machado. I mean, this lady has put her life on the line for years. Maduro wanted to kill her, and she fought and fought and fought. And so now it's, you know, we've got to bring it to a transition till we get liberty and freedom. I'm confident that Marco Rubio's got a plan. We talked about it. It's not going to be easy. There's a lot of bad people that, you know, are in power down there still. But I believe good will prevail, and we will get freedom and liberty and for the Venezuelans.
Can I just follow up on that? Does that involve the Vice President, Delcy Rodriguez? Because she obviously seemed to be on board at the press conference, what we learned from the president, but then yet yesterday she spent the afternoon on social media condemning the attack, demanding Maduro be freed.
I can't imagine that anybody that's part of the inner circle of Maduro will be in power. They had an election. Maduro's not the president of Venezuela. They had an election. Armando Gonzalez won. Maria Corina Machado would have won, but Maduro wouldn't let her on the ballot. So, I'm optimistic. I don't think it's going to be easy. There's been a lot of bad people. These cartels have destroyed this country. So there's a lot of bad people still around in Venezuela. It's going to take a lot of work. But I can tell you what, the Venezuelan people, they want change. They voted for change. And I think there's a lot of wonderful Venezuelans that want to go home and rebuild this great country. I was there before Chavez, and it's a beautiful place with wonderful people, and they have so much in natural resources. So I'm very optimistic that we're going to have another great ally that's got a lot of natural resources and will have a lot of success.
So this will obviously have a lot of a domino effect in the neighborhood down there. President Trump and Secretary Rubio talked about the possibilities for Cuba. Let's play this clip real quick.
Cuba is going to be something we'll end up talking about, because Cuba is a failing nation right now, very badly failing nation. And we want to help the people. It's very similar in the sense that we want to help the people in Cuba.
When the president speaks, you should take him seriously. Suffice it to say, you know, Cuba is a disaster. It's run by incompetent, senile men. If I lived in Havana and I was in the government, I'd be concerned.
What is Cuba thinking right now?
We're going to see freedom and liberty in Cuba. I mean, Cuba is a failed state. The people of Cuba do not like Diaz-Canel. They don't like their government. It's all propped up with the oil from Venezuela. So Cuba's been the root of evil. So if you look at this, is an unbelievable opportunity. When Trump finishes this term, I think all across Latin America we're going to see freedom and liberty. We're going to have a new president in Colombia next year, and I think the right thing will happen there. I think Diaz-Canel will be gone. So I'm excited for all my friends that have fought all these years for freedom and liberty, and they have not been able to get a president that would show up and do the job that needed to be done. And this president has been willing to do it. So hats off to Donald Trump.
Senator, before you go...
And by the way, Elon Musk is given free internet now in Venezuela. That's going to help people be able to talk to each other. That's a big deal. So I want to thank Elon Musk for doing that too.
Perhaps that's part of my question as well, looking at oil at the center of all of this and the added internet situation for the people of that country as a result. What do you believe will be the overall economic impact of this action on the part of the administration?
Well, I think what's going to happen is you're going to see oil prices come down. They've got all the unbelievable reserves in Venezuela. The oil companies are going to come back. They're going to rebuild this country. It's going to be great opportunities for Venezuelans. Venezuelans should be the richest country in South America. Absolutely no question should be the richest country in South America. It's going to create a lot of opportunity for Venezuelans. It's going to be exciting. I think there's so many. My friends Venezuelans are going to want to go home and rebuild this country. It's going to be it's an exciting day.
Wow.
It'll be good for America.
Senator, thank you so much.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.